Hey guys, I'm all back again and welcome to another episode of the Google Pixel 7 Pro, day 24 in the life. And I'm going to walk you through what it is like to use this phone on a typical day. Overall, the Google Pixel 7 Pro is a pretty amazing phone. As soon as I wake up, first thing I do is walk across the room to turn off my alarm clock, then snap a picture of when I woke up just to document my battery life. Actually, for today, I did something a little bit different. For the last 23 days, I've always just let the phone die throughout the day. But today, I actually put my phone on a wireless charger throughout the day. I work from home, so I always have a charger nearby. So it's a matter of just simply putting the phone down and charging it. This is how I would typically use it anyways. If I'm at my desk, I might as well just put it on there. That way I'm always at 100% or near 100% if I ever need to leave the house. So today, I did switch it up a little bit just to show you what a real day in the life is compared to just me draining out the battery on purpose and seeing how long it will last. Well, I guess it depends. If you have to go in the office or depending on what you do for work, you may not always be near a charger. But for me, I'm always near a charger, so battery life is usually not a big issue for me. So woke up super early on a Monday morning. First day back from work is always rough. Went for my early morning walk. And then had a bunch of meetings for work. I leveraged my usual Google Recording app. And the Google Recording app is one of my favorite features of the Google Pixel 7, but it does have some limitation. And I feel like Google went out of their ways just to make it Google exclusive. In general, the app is easy to access on the web. You can listen to it, search whatever terms you want that you're looking for and that you remember in a conversation. That's always useful. But I noticed that you can't edit the speaker labels on the web. You have to do it on the phone, which is annoying. I can see why Google did that, but at the same time, it's easier to edit on a computer than leveraging a smartphone. And if I'm already on the web, I don't want to have to switch back to my Google Pixel 7 just to edit the speaker labels. So I think I hope eventually Google do open up these features to the rest of the Android ecosystem. Then again, I'm not sure if it is Google exclusive and it's all that AI G2 chip mumbo jumbo computation or something that they can really potentially open up. But something for as simple as label editing, they should be able to turn that on as a feature pretty easily on the web, I would hope, versus always having to doing it on the smartphone. And the fact that they're trying so hard to make it a Pixel exclusive features is hindering the web experience a little bit. And even the labeling feature itself is not perfect. I notice sometimes when two people are speaking back to back really quickly or overlapping or just speaking at the same time, then Google will label that as one speaker instead of breaking it in two speaker. So if this was on the web, if they allow more flexibility on the web app, they should give you the ability to edit the transcription, either enter the space, play around a little bit more. I think some more flexibility would be nice versus just being stuck with the speaker label the way it is, and it is not always accurate. And I've seen that a lot, that they tend to count one speakers instead of breaking it out properly in multiple instances. Not the biggest deal. I'm the one recording the call. I recognize the voice. I know who's talking, but maybe it's just a little bit of my OCD in me trying to name everybody correctly. But that's another rant for another day. Anyways, for lunch, had some egg rolls, sent a Snapchat to my friends, still work as expected. And by 2:54, my phone is still at 100%. It's just sitting on my wireless charger all day at work. For me personally, I like to charge it up to 99% or take it off once it hit 100. I know the battery is trained to not overcharge once it hit 100, but I don't like it to be always plugged in if it don't have to be. I know adaptive charging and all that stuff is always on, but just for me personally, I prefer to just charge it as much as I need to and then unplug it when it's done. Did a bunch of work and sat in a lot of meetings. By the time I got off work, it was 5:24 at 100% since I have been sitting on the wireless charger most of the day. For dinner, went to a restaurant called Pho 89, sent another Snapchat to my friends. It is freezing in Boston, so perfect day for pho. So Monday was a super low-key day for me. Very busy with work, even though it's supposed to be quiet this time of the year. putting out fire all day long. But just in general, I still enjoy the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Always on display is super helpful, and that's pretty much on all standard Android flagship phone these days, and even the iPhone finally have it now after like 10 years. I always leverage that features. Nothing too crazy, just a simple basic clock on the Pixel series. I do like how Samsung have more flexibility. You can add color, wallpaper, different pictures and everything like that. Maybe one day Google will add a little bit more, but at the same time I know Google have always aimed for a more simplistic experience, and this is as simple as it gets for an always on display. I like being able to glance at my notifications without always having to unlock my phone. And even the power button, I do like that is Google Assistant is always easily accessible. I guess I use it every night before I go to bed. I always hold the power button for a few seconds, activate Google Assistant, and then just set my alarm for 8 hours just to make sure I get my 8 hours of sleep, whenever that is. I do have a bunch of Google Homes around my house, but I don't really use it that often. Occasionally I'll ask it for the weather, but in general, on a day-to-day basis, I just tell it to set my alarm clock at night. And on the Google Pixel 7 Pro, whenever I'm driving, I always use Google Maps. But you can do that on any phone these days, even iPhone. So that's nothing different there. In terms of Google Maps in general, I wish there was an option to avoid left-hand turns. Maybe that's just a me problem. I used to work in insurance, so I know that whenever you make a left-hand turn, you're always going to be at fault if someone hit you. So in general, I tend to avoid left-hand turns whenever necessary, or try to drive routes where I'm at a controlled intersection and there's a light, preferably with a left arrow. So that way it's just a little bit easier to turn versus you diving out and hoping for the best. Because I know on like the Google Maps, they do have an option to avoid highway, avoid tolls. But one of these days, I hope they add in avoid left-hand turns. Basically equivalent to getting rear-ended. If you get rear-ended, the other person is always 100% at fault. And you making a left-hand turn and someone hit you, they always have the right of way. So you will always be the majority at fault. Even if they're speeding 100 miles per hour and you decide to go for it, it's still their right of way. So there. Just a little fun fact, next time you make a left-hand turn, just think twice. And on a normal day of work, I listen to music throughout the day on my phone and also podcasts. I switch back and forth. I use the YouTube app, the podcast. I use Pocket Now to listen to podcasts. I like the design and interface on Pocket Now. I know there's a bunch of podcast apps out there. In addition to that, I have YouTube Music. So between those three apps, I'm just switching back and forth, whether I'm working, walking to the bathroom, walking up and down the stairs, doing the dishes. I always have something playing in the background throughout the day. I know today my phone was pretty much at 100% at all times, but on a normal day, if I'm at work, if I don't use my phone a lot, I average about 11 hours. But if I do use it a lot, I average about 9 hours. So compared to the regular Google Pixel 7, which I use for 42 days, if I remember correctly, on a heavy usage day, I get anywhere from 7 to 8 hours. And on light usage days, I get like 9 to 10 hours. So just a tick below. So overall, it does make sense. And it depends on your usage style. I try to switch it up on my daily videos, whether I'm going ham with the recording app and playing games all day, YouTube and all that, or I'm super busy with work and my phone's just sitting there all day. Just so you can get a glimpse of my daily usage. So I would say this phone has a all-day work battery. So 8 hours of work plus an extra 3 hours. I do like that it has wireless charging, which is not too different from many other flagship phones. But there you have it. This wraps up day 24 in the life of the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Whether I'm working or just enjoying my free time, this phone has been an essential part of my daily routine, and I hope you guys enjoy this look at the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe. Check out day 23 if you haven't already, and see you guys in the next video.